Oh my freaking god. We did it, boys. We actually did it. The all-green banner, the green dream. We made it a reality. So, this is the best banner that Fire Emblem Heroes has ever had since release. I'm going to give you guys an explanation for why that is in just a sec. We're going to come back to this. Obviously, this is the talk of the town at the moment, but we did have a data mine. We did have a legendary hero released. We had legendary Kata. She's in the game. Her banner is up and all that stuff. So, just so as not to completely ignore her like everyone is doing to talk about the Hero Rises stuff, we are just going to take a quick look. Okay, so what do we got here? Legendary effect is water, HP up 3, speed up 3, and then pair up. Okay, so like I thought, it was a split between HP and speed. Doesn't seem to have any other effects outside of that, so that's fine. All right, we know what her weapon does. What I want to see is her stats, actually. Okay, so here are her stats. We have HP at 39, attack at 38, speed at 43, defense at 27, and then res at 31. Let me just quickly get a BST check on that. All right, so we got here 39 plus 38 plus 43 plus 27 and then 31. Okay, so Legendary Kata's got a 178 BST. She does also have the unique B-slot passive, so that's going to make her one of the highest scoring Legendary heroes for sure. If you wanted to go for a plus 10 Kata, then she would score quite well for you. I can't recommend anybody spend a single orb on that banner, though. Really, you don't want to spend orbs on any banner other than this. Just save your entire stash and just go balls to the walls when this banner drops, and you're going to walk out like a boss. Trust me on that. All right, is there anything else we need to know about Kata before we get out of here? Okay, doesn't look like it. Oh, I guess her boons and banes, right? So, all right, she has a super boon in speed, and then she's got super banes in HP and defense. Kind of a shame she didn't get double super boons, so you could, like, give her the trait, or not the trait fruits, the ascended florets to give her double super boons, but whatever, it's not a big deal. Overall, Kata, she seems pretty good. She is going to be rather effective against cavalry mages like Ninja Korin and Winter Lysithea, because she does get Vantage against them when she is targeted by them for an attack. And then she's just going to have Vantage throughout the entire enemy phase after that. So she is good against Cav lines, and she should be fairly competent in summoner duels as well, I would say. But nothing about her really blows me out of the water. Unfortunately, they didn't give her effective against weapon types like we saw on Summer Kata and the Baby Kata. So this one, it definitely could have did a lot better, I think. All right, now let's start talking about the main event here. This is why all of you guys are here, and also why I decided to make this video. So, shoutouts to Eldervy, of course, for this lovely infographic and all of the numbers being crunched and all that good stuff. So, let's take a look here. 3% rates, of course, for this banner. There's no boosted rates on a Hero Rises. All right, chance for at least one orb to show up. All right, so this is where things look a little bad. 74% for a green orb to show up. And then all the other colors have more of a chance to show up. When you're doing your summons, these circles will be more common. Just slightly, though. It's not like the biggest deal. Red only has 1% over green. And then the highest blue only has 5% more. So it's not like going to change the world or anything. But trust me, guys. This is the best banner. And we're getting to that. Okay, so 29 orbs per focus hero on average. That's really good, dude. 30 orbs to get a 5-star? That's higher than any other banner. Like, that's actually insane. That's, what is that, a 5-star every 6 summons? If it costs 5 orbs to do a summon, 5 times 6 is 30. Just about, give or take. It's a little bit less, but dude, that is insane. Now, here's a little anecdote from me. On Surtur's original banner, when he first came out, he was color share. Well, he wasn't color sharing. He was on a shared banner with only one other unit, and that was Yilger. So it was a 2-focus banner, 2 color focuses. So we had blue and green. And I sniped green on that banner, and I was able to get plus 10 Surtur in about like 500 orbs or less. That's probably the cheapest it ever costed me to get a plus 10 on any of the banners in the game. So that was with 2 color focuses, by the way. This is only going to have a 1 color focus. So me sniping green on Surtur's original banner, I was potentially missing any of the blue orbs that showed up that may have had Yulgar in the circle. So I was actually decreasing my overall chance of getting a 5-star by doing that, because I'm skipping all the Yulgars just to get Surturs. On this banner, though, that's not going to be a concern at all, because all of the focus colors, or all of the focus heroes, are on 1 color. So if you're sniping green, there is no chance at all you're going to miss a 5-star hero on green, unless any of the other colors have a pity breaker, which you don't want to pull in the first place if you're trying to get specific heroes here. So there's like no downside whatsoever to sniping green on this banner. Even if you're trying to like minimize your orb cost to go up to the spark, I would still say just snipe green all the way up to the 40 summons so you can spark whoever you want. So, like, I'm actually, like, in awe that we managed to make this banner happen, and I really doubt that Insys is actually going to let this happen again next year. They're probably going to divert the colors a little bit better and not focus primarily on 1 color like we saw last year. Okay, so shared focus, 12.59% for, I believe this is for focus in general, like just to get a focus 5-star. You have a 12.5% chance. That is higher than you have on the legendary banners where it's 8%. So, dude, this is nuts. No banner has ever had a 12.5% rate for a focus at base. Like, this is before any pity and percentage bonuses are taken into account for summoning and not getting anything. So this is just your base percentage pull for a focus hero, which is crazy. All right, here Eldervy's also posted like the skills, so you can take a look at the fodder that they come with and all that good stuff, but we're gonna take a little bit more detailed look at that over here. All right, let me just increase the size of this so we can get a better look at the info. Okay, so we're going to start off with Ninja Korin, of course. Ninja Korin, I feel, is probably the best contender to win the whole thing. Out of all these options, so we have Ninja Korin, we have Hatari Azura, we have Thor, and then we have Legendary Byleth. I would say the unit that's probably going to help everybody out the most is Ninja Korin. If anyone wins, I would say it should be her. She's also the best unit on this batch to get to plus 10. So if you get her for free from winning the event, and then we get to spark for her as well, that's just 2 copies down the hatch. So it's going to make it really easy to get her to plus 10. She scores incredibly high. She has the 195 BST increase from her pair-up skill. So it's going to be a godsend having her in Arena. Her duo skill, the second action for free after you've initiated already for the turn, I found that to be the strongest duo skill overall for Arena mode. Ninja Lin is such a crazy unit in Arena, and this unit is going to be equally so. So that's just my advice for who I think we should focus on winning the banner now, but really there's no loser here. All these units are very good. All right, so let's take a little bit more in-depth look at her. She is a very good player phase unit, obviously. So as far as fodder goes, she's got Rally Up Defense Plus. She has Attack and Speed Push 4. She has Speed and Res Far Trace 3. And then she has Joint Drive Attack. All very good skills. Speed and Res Far Trace, amazing for your cavalry range units. Joint Drive Attack, amazing on anybody. And Attack and Speed Push 4, I would say, is still the most consistent. I don't know if I'd say it's the best on every unit, but it's absolutely the most consistent A-slot passive in the game for attack and speed. So it's still my favorite of the bunch. And then a Rally Up Plus is going to help you score high in Arena with 400 SP. So there's like no downsides at all to summoning this unit. You go for the merges, you keep multiple copies. You could like have 3 copies of her on a team if you wanted, and just Gale Force the hell out of the opponent in Aether Raids. If you find a way to get rid of their duo's hindrance, or if you just player phase all their duo heroes on turn 1, you could just start popping the duo skills, and it's a wrap at that point. There's not going to be anything they can do to stop you. Okay, next up we have Hatari Azura. So the one downside to her, I think, is that she's not a high-scoring unit as opposed to the other units on this banner. Actually, hold on. Let me check Thor really quickly. Okay, Thor is in the 180 bin for scoring, but 180 at the moment, that's not really good enough. We want 185 and up now because that's where free-to-play units are starting to get with, like, Balthus and Basilio and all those guys. So Azura unfortunately can't raise her BST beyond 180. Even if you gave her Green Cavalry Duel 4, she still only gets up to 180, which is a bit of a downside. Yeah, her base BST is trash because she's a Cavalry Mage. They always get shafted, and she's a Dancer too. Dancers typically get shafted on BST as well. Not much we can do about that. But Grey Waves, I've said this before, I believe. Grey Waves is a very high-scoring assist for dancing. By comparison, Sing and Dance only cost 150 SP. So, there's just no point in running regular Dancers without I guess, a perf Dance assist. Because 150 SP, that's going to tank your score really bad for Arena mode. So, 400 SP for Grey Waves, and then with Green Dual Cavalry 4, you could definitely get away with running her in Arena. Okay, so for fodder, we have Fury 4, very good. Speed and Res Far Trace once again, just like Ninja Korin. And then Cross Spur Res. This is where her having Cross Spur Attack would have been so much better, I think. The fodder of Cross Spur Attack would have been amazing here. Because it basically just gives everybody Duo Peonies attack up 6. You know that effect on Duo Peoni's weapon where allies in cardinal directions get attack up 6? Cross Spur Attack is basically the same thing, except it only does attack up 5. So I really wish they would have gave her that instead of Cross Spur Res, but I guess it is what it is. We can't get everything. Fury 4, though, became amazing with the Fury 3 seal. So you can take, what is it, total of 14 chip damage if you have both equipped. And then you're going to be able to proc Desperation and Wings of Mercy and do all sorts of shenanigans and antics. So Fury 4 is very valuable fodder. This is a very good unit, obviously, and she may be the most powerful unit on the banner as well if you don't have a single copy of her yet. So maybe going for the Spark on her if you don't have enough orbs to just, like, summon like a madman and get every single unit on the banner. If you only have to choose one and you don't have any of them, I think Azura is probably the one that would be the biggest increase in power to your barracks. She is the best dancer in the game, obviously. Okay, so next up we have Thor. Now, Thor is a mythic hero, so getting merges on her is really good for Aether Raids. It's going to help you score higher in Aether Raids and give you a better shot at making it into Tier 39 every season. I've already gotten to the point in Aether Raids where I can't maintain Tier 39 in Astra season simply because of the mythic merges. Like, even if I played a perfect season in Astra and I had no units lost on defense and no units lost on offense, I got all the pots, I did all the fights, I'm like just barely scraping it to make it into Tier 39 for Astra. Because people just have too many merges on their mythics and I don't. So there's not really much I can do about that. Thor would be an excellent unit for me to get a lot of merges on to help me out there. She is a very good Astra Mythic as well, by the way. So we're going to take a look at that here. Alright, her fodder, she has Bonfire, whatever, not a big deal. Attack and defense push 4, pretty good fodder. Definitely for your cavalry units, I would say. Like Reinhardt, for example, makes pretty good use of that. And obviously units like Duo Lift. Like, for your units that you want them to be able to do a lot of damage and tank at the same time, this is a really good option for them. Flow Guard, she is the only unit in the game that has Flow Guard, I believe. Or, there might be one other unit. I can't remember at the moment. It might actually be, what's his face? Oter, I think, might also have this, but it's very rare. Long story short, this skill is very hard to come by. And it inflicts guard, and you get half a null follow-up. So, a very powerful skill for player-facing. Very awesome. And then World Breaker is what makes Thor so good on Aether Raid's offense. So, she just grants a passive breath effect to your allies in 2 spaces. Very powerful for save balls where you're running units like Ascended Fiorm and Pirate Surtur and Brave Hector and all those guys that really want to ramp into specials and just clap the foe on the counter with a special. This is really going to help them out. It also saves them from getting cucked by guard. So even if they had, or even if the enemy has guard or they inflict ruse on your units, you're still going to be able to get through that and activate specials. So World Breaker is amazing. Thor is also a really good player phaser for Aether Raids because she makes a good Gale Force option. She gets the special ramping to herself as well, not just allies in 2 spaces. And then she also has -1 special trigger. And she's got attack up 6. She inflicts attack -6 to the foe. She's very tanky. She's a really good armor buster. She has effective against armors. So just a very outstanding unit. Thor is really good. And last but not least, we have the legendary Byleth M. So let's take a look. He is the only legendary hero on the banner. I think I would have preferred maybe slightly if Atri had won over Thor. Atri, just like the legendary Kato we talked about earlier, she has a unique B-slot passive. And coupled with her legendary BST increase, she would have been a really good option to get to +10 for arena scoring. But it is what it is. Thor is still really nice for scoring in Aether Raids, like I said. So maybe it would have been slightly better for Atri to be on this banner, so we could have double legendary heroes and get a water and fire hero to +10, potentially, if you're sniping green and you got a lot of orbs. But it is what it is. It's fine. So this guy scores 185 in arena mode. He grants the water blessing, so having him at +10 is really going to help you out in water season. He's a really good unit as well. Do you guys really need me to explain this guy? He grants passive null follow-up to allies in 2 spaces. One of the best support effects you can grant to units. Sublime Heaven. I would have liked it if he had Ruptured Sky instead of Draconic Aura. Like if Sublime Heaven was an evolution of Ruptured Sky, so you could fodder him for Ruptured Sky. But he does come with Sublime Heaven, which is unique to him, unfortunately. Can't really fodder that to anyone. He's got attack and defense ideal 4, which is okay. It's certainly better than defense and res ideal, I would say. The ideal skills are fine as long as they're granting attack and then something else, or speed and then something else. Those are the 2 stats I think you want to focus on with these. He's got lull attack and res and times pulse, so he is a god of fodder. Every single mage is going to benefit from lull attack and res, and every single infantry unit is going to benefit from times pulse. So there you have it, guys. This is the breakdown for the upcoming Hero Rises banner. It's going to be dropping sometime in March, probably like midway through the month or towards the end of it. So I'm telling you right now, save every single orb that you get. You're going to want to snipe on this banner, snipe green, and just, you're going to be impressed. Like, just believe me. Take my advice to heart. You're going to be walking out of there with so many 5 stars, you're actually not even going to believe it. It's going to be insane. I'm going to summon. I'm actually going to do another one of those big live streams where I summon with like 1,000 orbs or whatever, and we're going to try to get a +10 on there. I know I said I was going free to play cold turkey, but I mean, how long did that last, right? I was free to play for like less than a month, and then all of a sudden I'm spending money again. So, I mean, there you go. I can't keep my word. I'm not a man of my word, apparently. God damn you, Faye. Look what you've done to me. You made me just be a liar on camera now. All right, whatever. It's all good. So that's everything you need to know about this Hero Rises banner. Definitely save every last orb for this one, guys. The amount of value on here is probably never going to be matched ever again. I doubt next year's Hero Rises banner is going to be all green. Or all of any other color either, because what are the odds they're going to do this again where every single good unit is green? So that's all for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the coverage of the banner. Let me know your thoughts on everything in the comment section down below. And this is your boy Tacho signing out. So take care, fellas, and I will catch y'all again on the flip side.